Hello everyone and welcome back to my The Young and Restless 24 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Phyllis to begin having a breakdown. Martin discovers intel about Aristotle Dumas. Plus, Chance finds an indication. Phyllis begin to have a breakdown. Phyllis has sounded a lot more shaken up than Sharon. Despite both being saved, Red appears to be really losing it. She keeps pulsing and having trouble getting her words out. Phyllis is outdoors. Shaking, she rambles and cries about how her kitties can't see her like this. Billy stands nervously about a bottom down from his business mate. Billy asks what he can do to help. That's when Phyllis gets a bright idea. It sounds like Phyllis is going to rope him into a wild scheme. Will it be to hunt down the person who abducted the two women? Since suckers now realize it's Alan/Martin, there's still some veritably real peril then. Over with Chance on The Young and the Restless, anticipate the operative to follow a lead. Suckers might recall that Chance mentioned that the kidnapper bought a specific part, only available at many places. One of those places is a tackle store not far from the hijacking point. So, Chance will try to see if that store has surveillance. Alan Laurent/Martin surely wasn't dumb enough to put it on his credit card. Perhaps there will be other suggestions, however. Over with Tracy, she's agitated to marry Alan. Still, with the rearmost phone call about having a surprise in Paris, she's getting a weird feeling. Also, an exercise clip for coming week shows Tracy urgently telling Jack and Diane Jenkins that she fears Alan literally is End himself. Will Tracy go to Paris anyway? I sweat that Alan's surprise might be another trial. Hopefully, the author listens to her gut before it's too late. Phyllis will hide out while Martin Laurent aka Alan causes some red flags. Chance also seems poised to make a discovery, so then's what YNR suckers can look forward to. For starters, Phyllis will feel overwhelmed by her feelings following her whole hijacking experience. It's clear that Phyllis is a mess after everything she went through, but she wouldn't want her children to substantiation her spin-out. Summer and Daniel have bothered enough for a continuance when it comes to their mama, so Phyllis will try to keep them in the dark on her worsening struggles. Daniel and Summer will continue to worry anyway, but Phyllis will still essay to avoid them as she deals with her trauma. Fortunately, Phyllis won't be alone in her suffering since Billy will come to her deliverance soon. Since Billy will offer his backing, Phyllis will take him up on that and accept some help when she needs it most. Billy's support will mean the world to Phyllis, so look for these former dears to enjoy some cling moments. Meanwhile, some Martin red flags will pile up. Martin is obviously alive and posing as Alan, but he wouldn't cover his tracks well enough to avoid the marvels that are about to unravel. Tracy will keep milling over those weird phone cautions and how on edge Alan was over them. Following Kyle news about the prison mayhem at the clinic, Tracy should still have that on her mind, too. The further Tracy thinks about it, the further she may sweat there's a link between what happened at the abandoned clinic and those strange clinic-related announcements. The fact that Alan took off suddenly to Paris on the last marketable flight eschewal will also give Tracy an unsettled feeling. Despite Alan's asseveration that he wants Tracy to meet up with him in a couple days for a surprise, his erratic jest will surely beget concern. Of course, the biggest indication of all could be coming on the tackle store security footage since Chance mentioned looking into it. At some point, Chance will make a stunning discovery when he realizes Alan was at that store buying outfit for the room Sharon and Phyllis were held in. Once the disquisition starts pointing at Alan, it may not be long until effects start clicking into place regarding Martin's survival and his binary impersonation plot. Chance will draw some conclusions and make some agitating prognostications along the way, so stay tuned for updates on all the twists and turns. Sharon could have 4 new romantic options to consider. Who'll help Sharon move on from Nick now that he's shut down a reunion? Sharon might get together with another partner on oil, but let's focus on some brand new pairing possibilities rather. It's always nice when the show can shake effects up with some fresh flying sparks, so then are some new romantic campaigners for Sharon. Holden would easily like to reignite his love with Audra, but she may keep putting up a fight since she's married to Nate. Although Holden flirted with Claire as well, she's made a commitment of her own to Kyle and may not be willing to transgress. It's easy to imagine Holden turning away for a sizzling association at some point. It would inescapably have to be anything serious between them, but Sharon and Holden just might have some chemistry if given the chance. Damien is another new Joe on oil who isn't officially taken yet. Although Damien is showing interest in Lily, they're bound to face some major bumps in the road. Damien is keeping secrets when it comes to his docket, so Lily wouldn't be pleased formally further details come to light. If Lily eventually rejects Damien, at least for a while, he might land in bed with someone differently. Would you be open to a Sharon and Damien pairing, indeed if it's just a one-night stand? There's been a lot of talk about Aristotle Dumas, so perhaps Sharon could come a love interest option for him once he inescapably hits Genoa City. It might be intriguing to see Sharon fall for this shady business mogul and maybe bring out a softer side of him. Although Daniel obviously isn't new on oil, his love with Sharon could be if YNR decides to go there. Could Sharon and Daniel make a good match after moving further all the pain of the history? We can't suppose of a better way to put Sharon and Phyllis' newfound understanding to the test than to have Sharon sizzle with her son. Sharon deserves an occasion to move on from Nick, so who'll help her get started on that? Sharon will make some prognostications about what's coming and try to figure effects out, so stay tuned for updates on any big romantic news that might be brewing. Victor and Aristotle Dumas' chilling history will be revealed. Michael will learn the secret history Victor shares with Aristotle, so let's talk about what's in store. Michael will have a discussion with Victor that leaves him curious. It turns out Victor will make a comment regarding Aristotle that alludes to their former connection. That makes it sound like you and Dumas have a history I don't know about, Michael says to Victor in YNR's daily exercise videotape. Victor will glare as he confirms he indeed has a history with Aristotle Dumas, but it supposedly wouldn't bring back any fond recollections. There's a good chance whatever business Victor might have had with Aristotle ended poorly. Since Victor is known for showing no mercy, it's possible he made a move against Aristotle and started a feud. We all know that Victor's willing to get down in the slush when it comes to commercial drama. Also again, perhaps Aristotle was the bone. Who made an adversary out of Victor rather? There could have been a situation where Aristotle played dirty and demurred off their contest times agone. In that case, Victor may have redressed and transferred Aristotle off to master his injuries, at least until now. Aristotle might have spent some time getting more important in medication for a vengeance plot. Anyhow, Victor might be concerned about the possibility of Aristotle striking back grounded on some old grudge. Disquieting news could be brewing depending on what Aristotle's got in store. Indeed, if Victor and Aristotle's feud has been put to rest, you can go Victor will remain upset about everyone at Winters now that Damien Kane's link to Aristotle has been exposed. YNR is easily playing Aristotle up as someone shady and mysterious who's able of major manipulation. It sounds like Aristotle could come a new baddie in Genoa City, so stay tuned for updates on his docket. Victor will discover his history with Aristotle Dumas and make some intimidating prognostications about what he's able of, so don't miss what's ahead.